welcome to AMA Central, Agents of I.N.U. We got Imi and Abe, or should I call you Abe?
Yeah, Abe's fine.
Sweet. So we got both of you guys here tonight, and extremely excited to hear about Agents of I.N.U. The entry price is fairly interesting right now, and we're going to talk about why. And with that said, let's get it going. Guys, if you might introduce yourselves right now, that would be perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, hey everyone. So my name's Imi. I'm the marketing guy on board here and Abe's partner in the project. And Abe's our dev. He's a software engineer over 20 years. We have another developer with us who isn't on the scene. He's just behind the scenes helping us. We're a docs team, and we come from Australia. So Abe will tell you how Agents of I.N.U. came about.
So we are Agents of I.N.U, or as I like to call us, Agents of I.N.U. So what are we? So essentially we're a token tracker web application that allows you to find new tokens, find top tokens while avoiding scams. And that's built on top of our really extensive APIs and analytics that we do on our server. So we're constantly analyzing the blockchain, extracting information, price information, contract information, social analysis as well, which we're planning on making more robust in the future. And we do this to allow our users to really powerfully filter and sort and search tokens in a way that most other apps don't let you. So there are a lot of apps out there that show you tokens, but I think when we get into the demo, you'll see the utility and how powerful our token tracker actually is. So here are some memes that we had from our meme contest. So yeah, essentially we are about helping you avoid honeypots, helping you avoid scams, and helping you find good tokens. So here's just a really quick look at our app, and we'll go into a demo a bit later on if that's okay with the guys. So on the left-hand side, you see that sort of overview where you can search for tokens. You can apply your own filtering and whatnot. We display a lot of information there about price, liquidity, volume, activity, whether a token is currently tradable, so is it a honeypot or not, and also some information about the contract as well. And if you click into a token, you'll then go to a dedicated token page where you can see a nice graph, some price data, and some more in-depth information about the token. And we're constantly working on improving that page to provide more insights to our users. So why the need? So, I guess we started off as probably most people in this AMA. So we were trying to trade on the Binance Smart Chain. We got fed up with all the scams. We were frustrated at the lack of visibility. So the only real way we knew to find tokens early on was to jump in Telegram groups and essentially get shilled to by people trying to promote their bags. And that inability to find new and trending tokens was really frustrating. So there were some tools at the time, but they were often clunky, often slow and fragmented. So you jump from tool A to tool B to tool C to try and get a sense of what's going on, which was a really annoying workflow. So why us? So we are, as Imi said, we've got a lot of experience as a team in both programming and startup experience. I've been involved in 3 startups in my professional world, and this is essentially a 4th startup where I'm sort of, founder, I guess, for want of a better word. So we understand the space really well, having been trading for quite a while. And we are passionate about making a difference, so we don't want to see people being scammed like everyone else. We're users of the tool, so we don't get scammed. Imi, do you want to just touch on the marketing quickly?
Yeah, so the aim of our marketing strategy is primarily to have organic growth of the project. And I think the way we achieve that is everyone using our app, which we have about a few hundred users daily, which is quite an achievement. So through that, people can share links. Hey, look, I found this scam. Hey, look, I found this project. Looks safe on Agents of I.N.U. And that's the long-term goal of our growth. Apart from that, we aim to use PooCoin ads, continue AMAs like we're doing today, Reddit, social media updates, and we continue weekly have community engagements. We have contests with big prizes and so forth. So that's marketing in a wrap-up, in a nutshell.
Cool. So just a bit more information about us. So we did launch on the 2nd of December when we're not a new token in this space. We've been around for over 2 months now. We're listed on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko and Nomics. We've got over, I think, probably about 3,000 token holders at the moment. 1,000 Twitter followers, 2,500 Telegram followers across our different channels. And recent progress. So I guess this will probably make sense once you've seen the app live. But we've been working on our token page. We've been capturing more data, and that's going to enable us to make more frequent updates. And that's already sort of being seen at the moment, where we're kind of releasing new updates every week. And sort of coming up next in the short term, we'll be working on more insights on the token page. So we'll be adding links to CMC and CoinGecko for tokens that are verified, as well as verified socials that we can extract from those websites. And we'll also be doing more in-depth holder analytics and analysis to sort of tell you who the top wallet holders are. Looking for wash trading, so you can sort of avoid tokens where one wallet's sort of trading most of the volume. And sort of longer term, so we'll be working on even more advanced analytics and really improving our contract analysis. We will be supporting additional chains beyond just BSC. So a lot of the work we've been doing in the lead up, I guess this AMA has been about groundwork to allow us to support other chains like Ethereum, Phantom, and whatnot. And one feature that we get asked about a lot is portfolio and wallet tracking. So that's on our roadmap as well. And it's just a matter of when we get to that one, I guess. So I'll just quickly go into the product and give you guys a quick walkthrough. I mean, so that's essentially what you see when you go to Agents of I.N.U. You do see a whole bunch of different tokens here. You'll see a lot of colors, so that's sort of telling you your price change data. You can see a 1 hour trend chart, so you get a really quick sense of how the token's operating. We've got our liquidity lock information here, ownership renounce information there. So some links to BSC scan, PooCoin. You can very quickly get a sense of the number of trades each token has done, which is really useful if you're looking for high volume tokens. If you hover over the honeypot status, it'll tell you what the buy and sell taxes are for each token, what the gas fees are. And obviously, if you see something that's yellow, that means that it's got really high buy and sell tax. So this one's got about 50% combined taxes, which is obviously quite high. And the red ones tell you that it's we can't buy or sell this token, so it's a honeypot. Avoid that one. So this icon on the left gives you some information about the contract. So this one, obviously it's red for a reason, and we detected that it doesn't let you transfer. This one's unverified, and usually unverified contracts are, highly likely to be scams. So there's a whole bunch of other ones. We also detect tokens where the token creator is just churning out tokens, on the daily. So that's it at a high level. So then you can if you've got your own sort of trading criteria, you can filter a bit further. So if you are a high liquidity sort of trader and you're not interested in sort of, very small liquidity tokens, you can filter by liquidity, you can filter by trades, and you can even filter by the dates the tokens were created. So if you want to sort of go back and say, look at tokens created in 2021, because you prefer sort of more mature tokens like Agents of I.N.U, you can do that too. And you'll sort of see these, some older tokens, and you can then sort of sort by whatever criteria you're interested in to try and find tokens that sort of match that criteria. So that's pretty much it from a token page. And then obviously if you click into a token, as I mentioned earlier, you'll get a bit more information about that token, so you can sort of see its price action. I guess BUSD is probably not the best example, but you can, we have approached charting a bit differently to most other apps as well. So our focus was on speed, as opposed to sort of overwhelming you for a huge amount of data. So if you notice on this one, it's actually really, really quick to sort of change time ranges and get a sense of, different scales. And so we really focus on sort of trying to make that as fast and easy as possible. And that sort of chart was just released last night. We've updated our previous charting behavior if you haven't sort of seen that recently. And yeah, I guess that's probably it for the presentation and the overview. So over to you, Benson, if you wanted to get into the questions.
I certainly do. I always do. So yeah, here I am. Lovely little presentation. I feel like the potential is amazing. The price entry was also so good. That's why we we were pretty happy to have it here. We like our people to get good entries. For all that you're building, he's great. I love projects that try to make the space safer. And I always say it, and there are never enough projects and utilities that make this space safer. So overall, we need more of these. We really do. So I personally believe that all of the utility and so on is looking great. The multi-chain is also a plus, because that's going to give you a lot of gain between different investors, different type of people as well joining over. And overall, I'm actually pretty bullish. I do want to jump into questions a little. Okay, I do consider both together buy tax and sell tax to be a little bit high, just a little bit. We are used to seeing lately 10-10 or even 8-12 or 8-8. You guys have on running 13% buy tax, 13% sell tax. Why so? Can we justify that a little?
So it's actually 11% buy and sell, not 13. And
that's what I got. Should we modify it right now?
Yeah. So I guess we can check it in the app and see what it tells us, because yeah. So it's 11% buy and sell.
Sorry, that's my fault.
No, that's okay. We'll just modify it.
Yeah. So the reason, I can still answer that question. So the way we've structured our app. So one thing that we wanted to avoid was that sort of I guess conflicting incentive from a developer to want to sell their token to make their income. Obviously, we're in this to also make some money. And the way we're doing that is through tax fees. So we prefer to use the tax fees to, one, pay for the time and effort that goes into building the project, and two, pay for marketing. At the moment, most of our taxes are actually going towards marketing, just because volume's not quite where we want it to be, and we're directing quite a bit of money into marketing the project. Things like AMAs, as well as PooCoin ads and whatnot. In future, that split will go more towards development and marketing, but yes, that's essentially why it exists. There's also a 2% distribution to holders, and a 1% going back to liquidity to sort of improve the price stability of the token. In future, yeah, if it gets to a point where volume's high enough, yeah, we'll definitely consider dropping that a bit further. But right now, we do need the volume to sort of pay for activities, pay for development, pay for marketing.
Brilliant. Okay, well, that's more than understandable. Yeah, 11-11 is fair. I was a little impressed by the 13-13, which is still okay. We've had projects on board with more than that, but I do feel like a nice balance is needed in order to keep investors interested. Mostly big investors. Me myself, I usually look for projects that don't eat my investment with taxes, which is just pretty mental overall. I like that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for answering that. Apart from that, I do want to talk about the utility. You guys have a great utility. I like it. I like the name as well. It's pretty catchy. I am curious to know how do you think this is different from other platforms? Not necessarily different, but maybe just better. How is it an improved form? Because we do have platforms already going on and other tokens building safety platforms like yours, but how is yours better, let's say?
Yeah, so quite a few, we do things quite a bit differently. So a lot of other platforms sort of operate purely by pulling data from the blockchain, or sort of using third-party API. So what we've done a bit differently is actually collect all that data ourselves, and that does allow us, one, look and sort of this one's probably one for people to go in and sort of compare. But in terms of the speed of our platform, it's a lot faster, it's a lot snappier than other platforms because we do that. Our ability to filter is something that most other platforms don't actually offer. So if you're here to, once you get to the token page, it's not that dissimilar to what other platforms are offering. I think we do a few things a bit differently, but right now it's probably on par with some other platforms. And look, there are probably a couple platforms that are a bit ahead from a single token page. When it comes to searching for tokens, I'm pretty confident that we've probably got the best experience on the Binance Smart Chain at the moment in terms of finding new tokens. Whether it be new tokens, whether it be sort of older tokens, that ability to filter by your own sort of criteria and by what matters to you is not something that I've seen to this extent anywhere else here. And look, I've had a lot of success myself just searching for older tokens that have just started pumping. Like one example was French Connection Finance, where I did, I think, a 30x, and I sort of, just through the app, I caught it as soon as it hit CMC. Had never heard of it previously. So that ability to go back in time and not just focus on new tokens and tokens that are being hyped, but look for those hidden gems that are about to pump, is something that most other tools don't offer. I guess another part to that question is obviously a bit of bias on my side. Look, we are experienced sort of product developers and product people. We understand how to build products. We understand how to refine products and get feedback from our user base. So that's something that we're constantly working on. And I back us and our team to develop great products in this space and continue to build and innovate on what we've got today.
Brilliant, love that. I really love that. Thank you for sharing. I like your perspective on things. I like the way that you're managing as well. I'm pretty satisfied with your answers. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Well, yeah, definitely. The normal question. You guys went through it, but very, very superficially, which is the marketing plans. What can we expect from the marketing?
That cursed word. Marketing. So, look, I think one thing that we've been on this journey for 2 months now, and we've actually learned quite a lot about what works in this space and what doesn't work. And I think it is a changing landscape. So we've been through, let's get different callers on board, let's do different AMAs. And what we find is that there really is a quality gap between some callers and some AMAs, and not to, pass judgment, but what we're finding, I think, is that, there are some people that are really good and they really get your exposure. Some other people you probably don't get much of a return on investment. So for us, I think the next growth of our sort of of our token and our companies to move away from that traditional calling approach and actually try and get word of mouth, try and get organic growth. So my personal dream is that anytime you search for a token on the BSC, will be one of the top results on Google. Like you see, usually you'll see PooCoin, you'll see, if it's on CoinGecko, you'll see CoinGecko, if it's on CoinMarketCap, you'll see CoinMarketCap. So we're really working hard to try and get ourselves trending on Google. And that organic growth, I think, is what's going to take us to the next level. So we need people to discover our product, discover our app, and start using our app. Once people are enjoying using our app, which I'm sure they will be, that word of mouth, talking to your friends and saying, hey, this is what I'm using to trade on the Binance Smart Chain, is essentially what we're trying to do. So we've recently just last week started, or just probably 3 or 4 days ago, started advertising on PooCoin. We had previously tried Facebook. Facebook doesn't really like crypto advertising, so they sort of gave us a slap around the head and said stop doing that. So we've moved over to PooCoin. We've actually seen better sort of conversion through PooCoin anyway, so we'll be hoping to grow that a fair bit and throw a bit more money into there. But essentially between that, between word of mouth and sort of organic growth and SEO activities on our part and community engagement, so things like doing AMAs with proper projects. We recently put out a press release just a couple of days ago. We're trying to get media interviews, things of that nature. So it's really about spreading the word and sort of becoming trusted in this space. And just one more thing I'll touch on, and it's probably a bit different to what other people are doing. So we actually have a pretty detailed blog that we're constantly adding information to, and it's not just, obviously a lot of it's about our token and about our utility, but we also think it's important as a brand to grow some trust in the community. So we're also writing articles about things that might interest other people in the space. So honeypot scams, what is it, how to avoid, how to create your own token. So that's sort of a tutorial into what to look for if you do want to create your own token and how to go about it, I guess, safely and appropriately. even sort of really technical focused blog posts like this one here, which is really targeted towards other developers trying to create products. So we are also trying to create that brand and be a trusted brand in this space. And I guess that's probably a multi-pronged marketing approach, which is probably a bit different to some of the other products. But I mean, I do see us different to, I guess, your more meme hype plays in that we are a utility token. We really are trying to push for that utility, and I guess we're going more than probably for more of a traditional marketing approach than, I guess most other tokens in this space.
You definitely are a utility token with a pretty decent meme-ish look to it, which is definitely attractive to BSC investors. We know that. Brilliant, thank you. Okay. I think I covered most of the things I wanted to. So we might as well give it a go, to investors to be able to ask their questions, if that's okay for you. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm happy with what you guys presented, with what you guys showed. Overall, I like the project. I stand by your ethics as well, by your, let's say, vetting ethics with all of these scams going around. We need more of these projects that try to keep the space safer. I really stand for that. It is Q&A time. Guys, if you've got any questions for the team for Agents of I.N.U, please raise your hand. You already know how to do it. You've got the bottom right there in the middle. When you click on it, I see you. And I already see Carlos. Carlitos. How's it going, mate?
How are you guys doing?
He's a good one. What about you, mate? You all good?
I'm doing great, thank God. I have two quick questions. I wanted to know what the warning hidden mint means, and the other question I will ask once you answer that question, if it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So hidden mint. So that's part of our sort of contract analysis, rug analysis, and that's searching the contract for to see whether the dev has the ability to mint a token or not. I will caveat that by saying, so right now we look that's going to be a big focus area of ours to improve the contract analysis. So that's one area where we sort of tick that box, but there's a lot more work we can be doing there, and I'm hoping to get to that within the next sort of 2 weeks. And I've already put together a quick proof of concept, and I think from what I've seen, there's probably only one other tool that's doing contract analysis to the level that we hope to get to. So part of the issue with hidden mint is that if you're I don't want to get into the details of how contracts work on BSC, but there's two types of contracts when you upload it to bind to sort of BSC scan. One is it's only got your contract code in there, and if it's one of those contracts and you see hidden mint, that's fine. That's probably dodgy. If you go in there and you see a whole bunch of different contracts within the one contract section, it is gonna be a false positive in that sense, because it's gonna sort of find the ERC20 or the BEP20 contract in there. It's gonna detect that there's minting in there, which happens as part of the standard BEP20 contract. So I think if your question is why does Agents of I.N.U have that as a warning, that's the reason why. But again, sort of hopefully in the next sort of 2 weeks to 4 weeks, we'll be refining that entirely, and you'll be getting much more in-depth, much more accurate contract analysis on our platform.
Okay, perfect. But no, that wasn't going to be my second question. I'm actually okay with the fact that you guys have an application that reads your contract as is reading every other contract. So that tells me that I'm okay if I'm going to invest with you guys, because you're open in that way. My second question was going to be towards how exactly. I know it's not going to be 100% accurate, but can you give us like a percentage of accuracy in the way the application right now is working and it's reading the contracts?
Look, right now I wouldn't rely on it. So if there are some, obviously there are some ones which are accurate. So if it's an unverified token, I take that as gospel. Like obviously the token hasn't been verified, so probably 99% of the time, if that is the case, it's a scam token or scam contract that they just haven't bothered verifying. So I'd avoid those. Some of the other ones. So if you do see, and I didn't see any previously, but let me just have a look. So one of these ones, right, where you get so creator previously created 2 tokens. So that's another good check that we do, and that's looking for previous projects by that same contract creator. So sometimes you'll see creators that create 10 or 20 or 50. I think the worst ones that I've seen is probably like 1,000 tokens where they're just constantly creating a token and rugging it after 2 hours. So that's a really good way to sort of filter it out. My primary sort of check is the honeypot. If it's red, obviously avoid. So the other checks are going to be hit and miss at the moment. So that is why it'll be a big focus for us in the future. And I can't really tell. Like hidden, like if you look at the contract and you say it's hidden, and it's one of those contracts that I mentioned earlier, and maybe I can just run through that exercise really quickly. So if you go into BSC scan, look at the contract, and this is what we're trying to avoid, right? We want to avoid people having to do this. But just for your own benefit, I guess, if you did jump into the contract, you'll see something like this. So this one, if it's saying hidden mint, there might, it might actually be worth taking that seriously, because you're not seeing the other contracts like I mentioned earlier. You're just seeing the one contract, which is whatever that is, Elin Guwin. Probably not pronouncing that right. But yeah, so I would definitely just watch that space and wait and sort of follow us for our updates. And once it's updated, it should be a lot more accurate. It's never going to be accurate, super accurate. Just due to the way that scams, are constantly evolving to look for rug checkers and try and evolve and beat them. It is a cat and mouse game, but we do hope, to probably get 50% accuracy would be a really good achievement in this space, to be honest. You're never going to get sort of 100% accuracy when it comes to contract scanning.
Yeah, definitely. But that was a great question, great answer, and thank you for answering my question, and thank you, Benson, for always allowing me to ask my questions. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome, mate. Have a good one. Let's move on to Gorse Effect. Gorse Effect, hello.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
G'day.
Hello. Oh, good evening, everyone.
G'day, mate.
Please, I don't know if this question has been asked here before, but just want to ask, would there be a staking platform?
No, at this stage we're not planning on staking. Natively, we might, and we have had this discussion in the past. We might look for other platforms, and potentially stake our token through them, but we won't be supporting it natively.
All right. Would there be any reward for holders? Because I'm ready to hold.
So we do offer at the moment 2% reward for holders. So you will get sort of distributions. Beyond that, obviously we're planning on and it's still an open discussion when and how we do this, but we're planning on adding tiers to our web app to restrict certain functionality to holders of the token. And obviously you'll get benefits that way. And beyond that, look, in future we are thinking of other ways to sort of reward holders. Nothing to announce today, but it's constantly an area that we're talking about trying to discover. I've got a couple ideas in mind, but yeah, that's all very premature right now.
All right, that's nice. That's cool, man. Thanks very much. Thanks.
No worries.
Thanks to you, Mr. Benson. Thanks so much.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate you and appreciate your questions, of course. Let's move on to Toycam. Toycam, have you got a question, mate? Welcome to AMA Central.
Yeah, hello, good day, everyone. No, it's not a question, just a kind of appreciation for this kind of tool. I usually join this ANU, and I'm really like I'm happy that this kind of token can be created, because at least if it doesn't give 100% assurance about the token, at least you get ahead in your analysis about the token you want to invest in. And I really love the fact that one can actually like see almost in fact I would have said 100%, but people are behind this token and anything can happen in the future. But at the moment you're seeing it, the results that are being given are quite good. Like you can actually see what is going on about the token, and I really appreciate that you put in that work, and thank you very much. So that's all.
No, thank you so much for that. It's really good when people sort of notice the hard work you've put in, in the app, and it has been a long journey. So, no, thank you.
Let's go with Booba. Hi, Booba.
I would just like to say that I'm monitoring the project from the early days, and that I like what's been going on from the start until now, and I'm using the platform, and it helped me avoid many scams, and would like to say thank you to the owners. I like the fact that they are doxed, they are very, very transparent, and it's really nice, bright spot to have in this crypto space. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Booba, as well. Look, I actually don't recognize your name, so it's always good when you get sort of people saying that, and like I don't recognize you from the from our Telegram group. So yeah, no, thanks. It's good to know there are people using the platform on the daily and have gotten real value out of it. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, my man. Cheers. Have a great one wherever you are. Left. Give a chance to Nico. Nico, welcome back. How are you doing today?
Yeah, what's up, guys? What's up? It's funny, but my question was answered in previous guy already asked this about tax and other, so I don't have a question. Sorry.
That's it. Well, I wish you a wonderful day, anyways, mate. A great one.
Don't worry. Thank you. You too.
Cheers, man. Lovely. Well, we did it. Agents of I.N.U, what a project. I liked talking to Abe and Imi. I think these guys are definitely clear on the speak and they know what they're talking about. Their development is also clear to us. So I'm just overall happy. Thank you so much, guys, for this great AMA. If you got anything else to add to it, please do it now.
Yeah, I probably just want to say, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. If you do want to know more, join our Telegram group. It's up there on the screen. Just a few links. Our token address. I know there are, there's always some dodgy people trying to put in fake token addresses at this time. So if it doesn't start with 0x8D3, then do be careful. And otherwise, just thanks everyone for joining. It's an amazing turnout, by far our biggest AMA that we've had. So really appreciate it and hope you guys like the project.
We did actually. We enjoyed hearing, we enjoyed listening, we enjoyed learning, and also we enjoyed bringing transparent projects and transparent devs. So I've got to say once again, thank you so much. Keep pushing, keep your community active, because that's going to be a really important part of your growth. And with that, I'm out. I'll see you guys in our next AMA updating Agents of I.N.U. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks guys.
Have a good one.
See ya.